Good morning, soul warriors and game changers. If you have found me, I guarantee you are one of those. Welcome. My name is Juniper Mystique. That's what spirit calls me since my awakening. So we go with it. I am an ascension master, master healer, and divine guide. Strange as it sounds, I am the one who brought about the ascension. Okay, check out my channel. If you like and subscribe, I guarantee you're going to have proof of that eventually, if not right away. Everything I've done has been witnessed and recorded, and pretty much everything. Not every little detail, because when I first had my awakening, I was doing things I didn't understand. And it wasn't right away that Spirit told me to create my channel, because that's why I created my channel. I was not one of those that wanted to be in the public eye. That was actually the last and furthest thing from my mind. I'm going to talk about something in particular today. So recently we did some major work. On Christmas, I resurrected Christ and cleared the Holy Grail. That was witnessed. I did it live on this channel, actually. That's why I said like and subscribe, because chances are you're going to see something extremely important for the ascension. The ascension truly is Judgment Day. And I don't like the word Judgment Day because I think, judgment is not of God. But what Judgment Day represents is your karma. You reap what you sow. And what I want to talk about a little bit today is a part of that. It is also a part of the workshops that I recently did. And they specifically said they were going to retaliate. Okay. And let me tell you, they are retaliating. But this is a two-part video. So for some of you, you're going to get information about what you want to hear. And then in the end, I want to talk about my twin flame. Okay. Because part of the ascension was me uniting with my twin flame, my beautiful new DM. I call him new because he's so fresh and so clean. And he was only born in August. Just kidding. But no, really, my first one did die and I got a walk in August. And I am the luckiest person in the world. Okay. And so I want to talk a little bit about that. Recently, I'm going to share my screen, okay? Recently, I did a video. I did a 4-part series workshop. It was called Around the World. It is on my channel. I don't want this to go anywhere, so I'm going to show you both. I did a 4-part workshop on my channel, okay? And it was called Around the World Excursion. The DM was called forward for it. But we were attacked, right? I couldn't see clearly. He couldn't see clearly. So we didn't get to come physically together, but he was definitely energetically there. And we both did these activations together, okay? This one is called Watch All Pyramid Grid Activations, Colombia, Congo. I posted the first one up here, okay? It was Ecuador. Ecuador was part 1. It started on May 13th. You can watch this video here. Warning, activating masculine pyramids. Part 1, Ecuador workshop. Okay. This one was part 2, 3, and 4. I combined them for you. So it's a little bit longer of a video, but I would encourage you to watch it all because it's big. And in it, I talked about the Holy Grail that I had cleared. I also did something to the White House in it. It's not a joke. I saw how Biden's going to die. I saw the suffrage that Bill Gates is going to feel because it's all karma based. That's what Judgment Day is. And I brought it about. It's not a joke. I spent years clearing Mt Shasta, activating pyramids. You guys, it's all on my channel to see. Okay, I talk about this a lot. But the thing is a lot of people don't take the time to watch these, right? Some do because they're more awake, right? So I think as we awaken, we will be able to see them more and more. I activated pyramids in Fiji, Botswana, Machu Picchu, Peru, Bolivia, Thailand, and these were all the female ones. So I had to wake up, I had to clear the planet, I had to wake up my DM, and then we united. Once my original DM and I united, he got thwarted by a fallen angel. Okay. We united over a year ago energetically, like in a very big way. This is stronger than any twin flame will ever feel. Okay. We are the leaders of the 144,000, right? They're all twin flames. Basically, they're all light seers and star seers and twin flames and stuff. But these are a different ranking twin flames. These are like the highest tier you can go. This is God's army. Right? And my DM are the leader of that. We're also Adam and Eve, Jesus and Mary Magdalene, whatever you want to call us. It's all right here. These are workshops that were done, and you can see the return of Christ play out. You can see what it means. And my original DM, which I'm in the end of this, I'm going to talk about the twin flames a little bit more, because I have something very, very special to say to my DM, my only DM. Okay. The original did die on August 30th. It was a great sacrifice I'm thankful for. And once he did die, we were able to complete the dome of protection. Okay. Then once that happened, I was able to go. Here was also the resurrection of Christ. This is the one that happened on Christmas, where I cleared the Holy Grail. Okay. I unite Jesus and Mary Magdalene, and I clear the Holy Grail. I need to fix that title because I don't think people understand the severity of this. But I also did a recent video where you can kind of see all of that. Oh, no, not that one. I haven't added it in this list yet. But this is my Ascension playlist. You can see everything I did. These are workshops. It's not just me talking about it. Okay, I do that too, but these are true workshops. Okay. I took us into 7D, Pleiades. I've undid the false concept of the moon. I've undid the false concept of time. That one's up here. I undid the false goddess concept, which my DM fell prey to and got killed by a fallen angel, basically. Okay, that's kind of what happened. He was so attacked. He was hurting me so badly, and he just chose not to rise. But my original DM hurt me a lot. And so I'm going to talk about that in the end of this. What this is truly about in the beginning of this video, for those who need to see, is this most recent one that I did. These pyramid activations of the masculine with my DM. It's the return of Christ. Okay. And part of his in my contract, which I'll talk about, does talk about correcting the earth. Okay. We are to correct the balance, and we are to expose all truths. And so that's partly what's happening here. One of the first things I ever did was say everything is going to surface for all to see. That way it can all crumble. Okay. Now, if you watch this one, if you watch this final one and the one with Ecuador, like, where is it? Right here, right next to each other. Okay. Ecuador, and then Colombia, Congo, Mount Kilimanjaro. We activated pyramids in each one of them. The masculine put his beautiful energy, my beautiful masculine put his energy all over this planet. Okay, so he's correcting the balance, which I love, because the first one refused to do that for the ascension, and mine just is all for it. And so I'm so thankful for that. So he's helping to correct the balance. Okay, but in here, you have to watch these. It's a 3-part workshop. Okay. And so I want you to watch each one, because in each one I talk about Hawaii. I activated the volcano there, and then there's no coincidence, Kilauea erupted. It really did. I talk about a lot of underwater volcanoes that I'm activating. I even talked about moving over Hawaii a little bit so that we didn't get rid of all of it. These are very real. Okay. I talk about, then we went into the White House. I believe it was when we did the Congo. And my DM cleared out a lot of concentration camps, a lot of the souls that were tortured and left behind and murdered brutally in those. And then we went under the White House. And when I first had my awakening, you guys, I didn't do this in front of people, but this is one that I couldn't record. I first had a Kundalini awakening. It was so powerful. And I would go into these meditations. I shit you not, I can like literally escape myself in real time. They call it almost like remote viewing, but I'm actually like really there. Okay. So in one of them, I left my body, and the next thing I knew, I was at the White House, and I could see like the guards in the front of the White House. Okay. There's a reason I'm telling you all of this. It's very, very relevant. And all I know is I was afraid. I was like, oh, please don't see me. I kept saying that, please don't see me. I don't know what I looked like. I don't know anything, but I know it was very real because people were looking at me. And I don't think I looked like me. I don't know what, I must have like encompassed somebody's body. I don't know how it worked. I really don't have the full explanation. That's something God would do, right? And I literally slipped. So I went into this office. It was not the one that they show you on TV or anything like that. It was like Mr. T's personal office. It was when he was in there. I've had to ground him and protect him, by the way. He is not the enemy. Okay. The one you are currently having in there is the enemy. Mr. T, I call him. Trump, was not the enemy. Okay. Maybe people don't like what he did in life. I'm not here to argue that. I'm just here to tell you he is not the enemy that we were trying to take down. Okay. But I handed him some paper. I don't know what this paper was at the time. It was upside down. I slipped it on the desk and handed it to him. And he literally took it and put it underneath his files. Put that in your pocket for a minute. In this one, in part 2, when we're at the Congo, please watch it. Pyramid Grid Activations, Colombia. In Colombia, I talk about all the fires, by the way. I'm like, oop, fires. I just started fires. Oop, fires. I'm telling the gods what to do with water. I'm telling the gods what to do with lightning, with fires. It's all divinely guided. And God says he won't put them out until he sees fit. Okay. That is in all of these. But I believe it's in the Congo one. And the end of it, we go under the White House. I take out these tunnels that are under the White House and I see them in like black robes and they're wearing upside down crosses. Jesus never died on a cross. Okay. I talk about that when I resurrected Jesus and Mary Magdalene and cleared the Holy Grail. I talk about how he died and everything. He was murdered. He did not die on a cross. He bled out of every orifice because he was poisoned very slowly. So he pretty much burned up from the inside out. Thanks to John the Apostle, which I brought about the apocalypse of John. Okay. It's all there. And this happened over time, you guys. This is part of my awakening. So you got it. All the proof of what I'm saying is here. I'm not just saying this. I'm not just reading a Bible. I'm not just channeling it. It's everything for me. Okay. It is my life. You are watching my life unfold. So be very careful with judgments. But watch this, because when we go to the Congo, my DM and I, he starts clearing out like the concentration camps and all the bodies, the souls that were left behind and brutally murdered. And we talk about that. And then I talk about going to the White House and I demolish all of what they are. And I undo the power that they stole from me, which was the triangle with the third eye, the all-seeing eye. I talk about the location of the White House and then we spontaneously combust it. Like I pretty much blow it up. I do. I collapse all of the tunnels. I talk about the Nile. I talk about the Euphrates River. These are very important. Okay. And then in it, I said, they're going to retaliate. I literally said they're pissed and they're going to retaliate. Here's this. Then I see that Trump's going to prison, or they're saying that he is. They're saying for that document. Okay. And I'm like, I know this is the document that I sent him. I don't know what's on it, but it's a document he wasn't supposed to have. I wish Spirit would tell me what it was. Okay. It's saying could carry, but the same day I got threatened to be put in jail also. So at Christmas time, my new DM didn't show up and Spirit's like, we got to kind of stop the crisis line so much. And then I got attacked as well. And so I was a crisis specialist and I still had their computer or something. And they had told me if I didn't return it in time, I wasn't going to get my check and stuff. So I let all that go. The same time, this is not a freaking joke, you guys. There are no coincidences. I handed him that paper. Now they're saying he's being indicted on federal charges. Okay. I got an email the same day that they said they were going to charge me with theft, which is absolutely asinine. I'm like, I will return that. Like, why would you do that? I'm not a criminal. I've never been in trouble in my life, like ever. I don't even have a ticket. Okay. And I got a threat that I was going to go to jail. I'm like, what? And I got anxiety. I'm like, what the hell? At the same time, they're threatening Trump that he's going to go to jail. And there's more. There's more. At the same time that happened, I have another account. Okay. I have a shining light, which because I would do missing persons and unsolved cases, because it's also me clearing them out of the collective whole. Okay. I like to see the truths, but I also help process their deaths. All right. So people may not believe what I do, but if they really knew who I was, and the reason I do it is because I'm part of the gods of time. So what that means is I do life reviews. So when I channel these people and I understand what happened to them, I don't just channel these lower energies. Do you understand? I literally process their death. I feel how they died. I process it and then it clears it out of the collective whole. So that's kind of way I do this. And I recently channeled one on Jamie Foxx. Okay. There's no coincidences here. The original one I channeled on Jamie Foxx was about a month ago. And in it, I said he had a chip in his head. I was like, they forced him to, he didn't want this chip in his head. He didn't want this thing, and they forced him, and now he's dying. And that's pretty much what I said in this first one that happened a month ago. And this one was a follow-up where other people were saying something's wrong here. He has not publicly spoke at all. It's always these reps or these family, and then they completely take it out. It's bullshit. But finally, there was this whistleblower who said that he took the V, and that said that it caused him to go into a brain aneurysm and be partially blind. And this is not the first time that they've said brain aneurysm with him. Okay. Then all of a sudden, I mean, even Ice-T came out saying he turned down a movie deal of 9 million because he didn't want to take the V. They're trying to force him to take the V. Now, if you know really truly where the V comes from, some of them are said to have chips in them. So there's no coincidence as to what I said. Okay, there's none. But now all of a sudden, his rep came out like, I don't know, yesterday, today, some rep saying, oh, it's a conspiracy theory. He's fine. So if you put all these things together, I got threatened with jail yesterday. Trump's getting threatened with prison. Like, in my workshop, I said there was going to be retaliation of another kind. It's all the same thing. Okay. So they are extremely retaliating. The darkness is absolutely retaliating, and it will probably attempt to affect everybody. So just be very mindful of that. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. So apparently I'm going to go to jail for something that's absolutely stupid. 120 days in jail I could face or something. I'm like, this is weird. Like, why would that happen? I've never been in trouble. I wouldn't do anything like that. That's so stupid. And then Trump, the same time frame, they're like, oh, he's indicted on this document that he shouldn't have. If you look at it, it's about a document he shouldn't have. Where did he get that document? I was always wondering why I did that. And then it started coming out that they raided his house a while ago because he had some document he couldn't have. So if you think Trump's not connected to the light, oops, I said his name, think again. Okay. He may have done things you guys don't agree with, or at least they make you think he has. Maybe he was an egotistical asshole at some point, but I can tell you, a chauvinistic pig, call him whatever you want to call him. But I can tell you he was the only true light that was in there. And that's why he did what he did. That's why he ousted their false voting. I've said it was false for years. It's all real, but they are very much so retaliating. Okay. They're absolutely retaliating right now. And it's funny to me because it was all at the same time. Like, I care about my shining light, right? Like it's a vulnerability for me because people don't understand who I am. They don't look into that stuff. They just think I'm some psychic. They look on the surface and they're like, oh, she's just channeling it. Is there a lot of psychics who don't get it quite right? Yeah, they're not able to tune into those highest energies yet. They're not quite the clearest channel. I'm not exactly a psychic. Okay. I process their death. And in the most recent one, it said Jamie is no longer alive. Okay, so I'm going to be willing to bet that they're currently building his AI. And that's why he couldn't act anymore. If he was fine, why did they remove him from the movie? Why did they remove him from the Shazam or whatever? You guys, common sense has left the building a long time ago, I feel like. What is common sense anymore? We don't have it because of all the brain programming, right? This is very real. So you can watch these videos. And then his rep came out. There was a whistleblower saying that they forced him to take the V. He didn't want to take the V. And then it messed him up. And that actually goes with what I said. It really does. What I said is there was this chip in his head. He didn't want it in his head. They forced him to take it. He tried to rip it out. Which one's more accurate? Doesn't matter. They're both along the same line of accuracy. But then all of a sudden, now they're saying he's fine. Watch. Now they're saying, let's see if we can find it. Rumor swirled about cause of Jamie Foxx's illness. New rep has responded that it's a conspiracy theory. They use those words specifically. It's a conspiracy theory and his health is fine. Then where the frick has he been? Where is common sense? Okay. And at the same time, oh, Trump's going to go to federal prison now. This could be really serious. He's going to go to jail. I'm going to go to jail. It's retaliation at its finest. If you don't believe me, watch my videos, my friends. Okay. Put it all together. And what do you get? It's like 1 and 1 is 2, not 4. Okay. Let's be logical about this as well. There is logic within the work that I do, believe me, because it's very real. Okay. So you, in this workshop, I also talk about the fact that all of our past lives are now combining into this very moment. The work that I did in there, that me and my DM and I have done, he helped me with this one big time. It's just in the energy, unfortunately. And him not coming together did cause me to get a brain aneurysm, but that's okay. I'm okay. Angels took care of it. It's in there. So don't forget. I almost did. My point is, here's the resurrection of Christ. Okay. I did that. That's who we are. It's just, it's time we wake up to this. Colombia, Congo, Kilauea, Kilimanjaro. And then I also talked about Hawaii and the volcanoes and fires. Okay. It's all in there. But I specifically said they were going to retaliate. There's no coincidence to all the retaliations being of the same light. Okay. Or not light, I should say. And I also remember I talk about our past lives and our future and how everything from before no longer exists. Everything is now in one centripetal point right here in your existence. And that way it is being reviewed by God in your heart space. So it's not just this life that is getting reviewed for what they call judgment day, but I don't like that word because God doesn't judge. It is your karma. It is your lives. It is your choices that you have made. It is your choices to either heal or love or not. Okay. It is either, and that's what happened to my first DM. He chose darkness. He couldn't get out of the false goddess energy. He couldn't get out. It was actually drugs. When I met him, he was a coke dealer. Okay. He did a lot of very hardcore drugs and I knew there was love there. They told me he was my twin flame, but as a single mother, I was like, why? And he was like treating me like shit. Okay. And so I was like, why would I want to pursue this? Like, this is dangerous. This is not anything I would do. And he doesn't want to be with me because I don't do those drugs. And that's kind of what was happening. He was like, well, he was pushing me away because I didn't do those drugs. Okay. So in his mind, he was going to have to change. And that was the mishap on my twin flame journey. Then the next thing I know, we were both with different people. We energetically combined and he took off with a fallen angel. The ascension was thwarted for a whole entire year because I had to spend that year getting attacked by darkness repeatedly. My arm, everything was destroyed. I almost died. I got really big. Like, it was horrible. Okay. Being attacked by fallen angels is one of the most painful experiences and I shouldn't have lived. And in the end, my DM did not. It was his choice though. And to watch everything that I went through, he didn't really care that he hurt me. He did. Let's get real. Okay. He was so blocked by darkness, all right, that he couldn't see clearly and he ended up dying. Once he chose to go, I had a beautiful new DM. And I'm going to talk about that here in a minute. I have something very special to say to my DM. So I hope he listens till the end. Okay. Because I learned something yesterday in this video that I didn't quite realize. Okay. Because I can't see everything on him. It's a personal thing. Wouldn't that be weird if I could literally see everything he did and every feeling he had? It's not like that. We're soulmates. We're twin flames. It's supposed to still be a real relationship, right? It would be weird if I could see everything. So I can't. And I learned something yesterday. But every past life right now is now in the center point. That is part of Judgment Day. Your heart is being measured. And that's what it's about. And the Egyptians would talk about this. It's depicted on pyramids. Your heart is measured for every life, not just this one. And that will determine where you get to go, because we are not meant to be half dark and half light. I talk about that. So if you made decisions to hurt people, if you did a lot of drugs, if you did all these things that are part of the shadow, if you have a really big shadow piece, you refuse to heal, if you took the V's, and you truly believe in that, and everybody, you know what I mean? It just depends on what side you're on. But they're not just measuring this lifetime, it's every lifetime. So your past lives will no longer exist. Okay. This is a great reset. We are moving forward into a whole new world. All right. And I saw Rob Deerdeck again last night talking about that. He's like, some of us are going to die. Some of us are going into light. And he's like, I don't know that I really believe in that. He's so funny. He sees it. Okay. Lots of people see it. and they are retaliating right now, something fierce. All right. So I may go to jail. Trump may go to jail. Jamie Foxx, supposedly nothing happened to him. It's all a conspiracy theory. Bullshit to the bullshit. Common sense left the window a long time ago. Okay. It jumped out the window in the car going 80 miles an hour down the road. Like, for the real, where the hell did common sense go? It is gone. Okay. If you think for 1 second he was the bad guy, it's like, wake up, you guys. We need to really, truly wake up. Okay. The charges that he is facing has to do with a document he should not have had. It was a classified document. He got it from me. I'm not joking. Ask spirit. If you're connected, ask spirit if I'm lying. Okay. Or do your research and watch all my videos. Okay. Conspiracy, obstruction of justice, conspiracy, and illegal retention of classified government material. Ordered to appear in a Miami federal court on Tuesday. At least 7 counts. Construction of justice, obstruction of justice, excuse me, which is bullshit. He's trying to bring justice like me. Conspiracy, conspiracy, conspiracy on Jamie Foxx. Conspiracy that I wanted to do something I didn't want to do, which is so stupid. I've never been in trouble in my life. That's not who I am. Like, wake up. Okay. So retaliation is at its finest right now, and all your lives no longer exist except for right in this moment, so they can be judged at the same time, because we are about to wipe out. Dun, 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 dun. Is this making sense so far, you guys? I surely hope it is, because it's absolutely unequivocally what is happening in your reality. And you need to be very careful with what you pay attention to. Okay. Very, very, very careful with what you pay attention to. And on my Shining Light into the Darkness page, I do those. They don't match up with what society tells you. Okay. One of the ones that I did recently, they thought that some guy thinks that he solved the case. And I watched his video. I did. He had a very compelling argument. He did. However, videos can be fallible. Okay. It was on Missy Bever's case. And I went ahead and shared the video I did years ago, or a couple of years ago. I think 2021 is when I did that video originally. And somebody was like, you're wrong. The thing is like, we don't take the time to understand what we're watching, right? Missy Bever's case, I put it right here. So I still believe in what I get. Her husband set her up. That's what I got. He brutally had her murdered. I knew how she was murdered. I didn't know that before. Like, everything I got and everything I've done from the past has always been proven. So I stick to what I say. But we have a problem as society of waiting, of being patient, of looking deeper beyond this false veil, beyond the false freaking matrix. Okay. They are so brainwashing you. It doesn't matter if I put something in your face and say it's the truth, except for I do that and people don't believe me. Why? Because they continually push this word called conspiracy. Don't get me wrong. There's been some people out there who weren't quite right and would say, oh, the world's going to end on this day. The world's going to end on this day, blah, blah, but that's not how spirit works. Okay. Spirit will never give you an exact day. Spirit will never tell you certain things because we cannot change them. It has to be through free will. Do you understand? Okay. So there's a specific way spirit works. There's a specific way darkness works. And I feel like we're completely confused on which one is which. Okay. Light does not mess with free will. Light is more subtle. Light is energetic based, and energy is like a boomerang, right? And so even though darkness is like in your face, I'm going to hurt you, I'm going to rape you, murder you, put you in prison, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to threaten you, I'm going to push fear on you, where light is like, da, 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 just wait, here we go, whack. You understand what I'm saying now? Okay. That is what is happening. There's huge retaliations coming into place right now. So be very careful with what you're paying attention to, because they're going to push falsehoods. There was also a UFO spotted in Vegas, and they won't show the video. It does. It's private property because it belongs to the government now. If you think for a second aliens weren't always here, you're wrong. Okay. Now we're eliminating the bad ones. That's what we're doing. They're not all of the light either. Okay. And there are Pleiades beings all over this planet because I took us into 7D. Those are the good ones and they're helping us. Okay. I don't care if you don't believe me, watch my videos. I took us into 7D. It's in the playlist. It's a 2-part excursion. It's a workshop. The work I actually do actually plays out in your environment in real time. If you watch this, I'm in Colombia at the same time frame right before all those wildfires broke out spontaneously. Okay, are we on the same page now? Are we all getting it? I hope so, because it's a lot and it's hard for people to understand what I'm saying here. And in this, the work that I did with the portal of time, speeding it up, everything that I've done, I activated the portal of time. My DM and I were activating these beautiful pyramids, and the whole pyramidal grid is now activated under Kilimanjaro. That was the final one. Like, it's all there. And I say they're going to retaliate. They're going to push fear. They're going to push a lot of darkness. And I'm sure they're going to do it to my DM and I. Okay. Especially if we're going to unite. So please pay attention, you guys. Okay. Your past lives are now all combined into this one, and they're being measured in your heart center. Okay. So it's important to just want to see the truths. Okay. It's important to just step back and heal. Really. Heal your shadow, recognize what the shadow is, recognize how light works and how darkness doesn't. That alone is a nice catapult into the ascension. Okay. Like, it's all here. If you watch my channel, there's lots of guided meditations to help you heal, to help you detach from the matrix, to help you see these things. It's very real. My DM and I are part of the return of Christ. Us coming together is very, very, very important. So there's no coincidence that I got threatened with jail at the same time. Trump got threatened with jail at the same time. This is all a part of the work that I've done. Hello. Because I just recently cleared the Holy Grail completely. It's in here. And I returned Jesus and Mary Magdalene, and the White House had something to do with that contract of the Holy Grail that I've undone. And then we blew up the White House, and energetically, which will play out in your environment, and they will suffer. Okay. There will be suffrage for those that dealt that karma. They said Bill Gates was going to die with sores all over his body and a very painful, slow death. And they also said he owns the WHO, the World Health Organization, and it's not good. It's very corrupt. So if you think for 1 second that what happened to Jamie Foxx is a conspiracy theory and he's fine, we got some work to do. Okay, because I may go to jail. Trump may go to jail. And I have no idea what's about to happen to my DM. They'll probably try to keep him away from me. Okay. Let's pay attention. And every life now, because of what we just did, your lives, your past lives are no longer going to matter. You will never have a chance to come back and live out that karma again. Thank God, right? We're done with the karma cleansing. That's why it was super important to not eliminate your contracts, to heal your karma, and to clear your shadow. Those are the things that you need to do. Now, let's just say, there should be no fear. It's the ability to wake up. It's the ability to be on that path that matters. Okay. That's the way God works. Fear is not of God. So I would never push fear. It's not about that. This is about knowledge and power. All right. This is very, very, very important. It really is. Okay. There's big retaliations going on right now. And the fact that it was similar, I may go to jail, Trump may go to jail. Of course, his is prison for the document I gave him, which I know I did. Ask Spirit, look in the Akashic records. It's all in there. Only certain people will have privy to that information. So if you ask Spirit and you get something else, are you really connected? I don't know. Maybe we need to clear the channel, right? Like, I don't have to prove this though, because I know who I am and I know the work that I've done. So if people just pay attention, it's right there for them to see. But it takes a minute, right? It takes its awakening. It's a processing department. And it's through free will, so I can't make you. But there's no coincidences. They don't exist. So Jamie Foxx is not a conspiracy. I guarantee you that. If they try to show you a Jamie Foxx, it's not him. He's dead. I feel that in the collective soul. Yeah, he's in processing right now. So he's in review. He's on the other side in review. So if they push Mr. Fox, it's not him anymore. The way it looks is they tried to steal his soul. There was another person that said they were close to him and the Illuminati was trying to take him. Okay, that goes along with what I said. It's not a joke. And now all of a sudden, oh, he's fine. This is all a conspiracy theory. Come on, people. He has not been the one saying it either. Where the fuck is he? Right? We've got to get some common sense, my friends, and probably not you guys, but the whole world. You know what I'm saying? The ones who can hear me. I'm not really referring to you. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little scared, but there's no fear here. God's got me. It's all a smoke screen. Okay, it's all a smoke screen. So let's keep that in mind. Everything is a smoke screen. And they're gonna try to cause some pain. They are. It's a retaliation. I'll be safer if my DM comes in contact with me. That's my protection, and it's also protection for the whole world. So he has an opportunity to really rise and protect us all. And I hope he does. And that leaves me into my twin flame. So yesterday I channeled a message from God and Malachi from my DM. These don't come from me, they come from spirit. And I'm processing that message to this day, right to this moment. I woke up processing it. In it, they said something about how my DM was feeling, and it makes a lot of sense. So when we did the workshops, he was really trying to heal me. He sent like abundance my way, and my bills got paid and things like this. And I feel like he's just, I am not doing him justice. I am making him feel like he's unworthy and he's excluded. And I can only imagine how that would feel. He has become a walk-in from my DM, whom I loved very much, right? But what my new DM doesn't understand is okay, so for those of you who don't know, my original DM and I, like I said, we energetically combined. He was not a very nice person to me. He was a drug dealer. He was into big drugs. He doesn't just deal them, he did them. And I'm a single mom, and I don't do those things. I grew up around those things that hurt me very badly. Okay, the only thing I've ever done is smoke pot, but that came into play. And so I pushed him away. He pushed me away, and he went to be with a fallen angel, and I went to be with somebody else too. The moment we energetically combined and all this Christ light came down, I pushed away the person that I was with, and I chose my DM. He did too, and then he took off with the fallen angel because he was too low in vibration. He couldn't see clearly, and he made a lot of choices into the darkness. Then I spent a year in a lot of pain. I spent a year with it playing out on my channel. I couldn't do the ascension properly. We were supposed to be uniting the twin souls is all I knew. I didn't know that was Jesus and Mary Magdalene at the time. So I would talk about, I need to unite the twin flames. I just thought it was all the twin flames. Okay. So I didn't know everything. You can tell that. I was attacked completely, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, constantly trying to break me down. It was so much trying to break me down, and it really did get close to breaking me. And somehow I would always find more strength. My physical vessel took a hit. I used to be 130 pounds, very, very beautiful. Okay. I was always very beautiful, and I didn't have to try to be. It was just my natural. Okay. This image this person painted of me is very accurate. My hair is that long, and I was that skinny. During the attack, it just kept getting worse, and I would gain weight. My arm became shattered, and I couldn't have surgery because that would have killed us both. My bone had even popped out of my hand here. There's like a little scar. It was bad, you guys. And then I got like energetically attacked where they blew out my solar plexus. I had to like energetically choke out all of these cockroaches and this stuff. It looked like Shawshank Redemption. And my alchemy, I have an alchemy academy one-on-one where I coach people into their healing. And thank God I was doing that, right? Spirit knew what we were doing because my graduate healed me. She hadn't quite graduated. She was just on her tail end of it, where I teach them how to heal with their abilities in the 7D, 5D way, not 3D. And because they don't match all your modalities. Okay. I have to bring new ones about. But then she was able to heal me, and she can talk about that. It was freaky. Like we were both kind of like, oh my God, it was a lot. It was all this black tar, and it was constant. Okay. And he was even worse than I was. And then he kept trying to break free. On my birthday, he almost came to me and he almost died. I saw our contract. This was his and my contract. Okay. His and my contract. And my new DM and mine is similar. And somebody asked for me to do a video about our contract. We're best friends, lovers, truce, healing, marriage, union, soulmates, passion, forgiveness, laughter, sunshine, healing addictions, abandonment, and more. When our first contracts came up, they were written in red, and it was clearing all the karma back to the beginning of time, which I did. It was addictions, it was the false goddess, it was the shadow, all the fallen angel work that they had done. And I did it by myself because my original DM did not do anything. He did the opposite. He tried to stop the ascension. Okay. I don't know if you guys know that all the way, but it was through the false angels because he was being manipulated. This is what they do. They go against free will. They break you down to nothing and they make you make choices into darkness. Okay. That's how it works. That's why they push all this shit. I'm going to keep pushing lies. I'm going to keep pushing lies. I'm going to make you choose darkness outside of free will. That's what they did with the V. If you don't get it, you're going to die. If you don't get it, you're not going to be able to work. Do you understand? It's all fear-based. Okay. So this is what they did to my DM, my original DM, which I want to separate that. Okay. My new DM doesn't know how special he is to me because I haven't shown him that. And for that, I'm sorry. Because there was a lot of pain that I had to heal. Okay. This was my original contract. I wrote it down when I saw it with my first DM when it turned to light. It went from clearing all the karma, which was written in red, to written in white, which talks about best friends, lovers, truce, healing. Some of this carries over into my new one. Okay. Some of it's in what is added now, instead of clearing all the karma, now we also have to regain earth completely, provide truce for all to see, balance for humanity and of the world. These are what we maintain. But major joy, major power, passion, love, marriage. So that is part of the new contracts. Okay. What I want to do now is to let my new DM know, because yesterday in the video it said he felt excluded and not worthy. Right? Like he doesn't feel like he's good enough. And that broke my heart. I feel a lot of love from him, and then when he stops, I'm lost. And that's the truth. My new DM. My old DM hurt me. He did nothing but hurt me. He did nothing but hurt the ascension and hurt me and hurt God and cause a lot of sorrow and heartache. And even one of my shining light videos, he fucked up for me. And so that's why I almost quit doing that altogether. Okay, he got into my channeling. He really tried to hurt me. And he did hurt me. He almost killed me. So was there a lot of love? Yeah, there was. That's what kept me going and brought about the ascension. That was on, when they say love one, that's what they're talking about. They will say love one in the energy. We're free. And it's true. Okay, that's what kept me going. But if I had both of them right in front of me today, my new DM and my original DM, I choose my new DM in a heartbeat. Without hesitation. There is no hesitation. I would never go back to my other DM. My new DM has not hurt me. He hesitated showing up and we got attacked. That happens a lot. If he's not with me, I'm vulnerable to pain. Okay, we're all more vulnerable without him by my side. And so I hope he will rise into that. But why would he if he felt he wasn't good enough? I can only imagine that feeling would not be so good. If you go to fill somebody's shoes and then you feel like there's nothing you can do for that person to fill their shoes, that's an empty feeling. And I had said yesterday that I've felt the love in the heart before, but I need the physical. I want it all. My new DM, he fills my heart with love, and I don't know how to do that back. I've been trying. I'm like, can you hear me? I try to talk to him telepathically and tell him I love him. I do. And I so want him to know that I choose him. 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 I feel like the luckiest woman in the world because I survived my other DM. I survived the fallout with the fallen angels. I fought very hard for love. And I feel like God chose my new DM, and he and I deserve that love. Because his heart is pure. Mine was pure. And that's why I was given that gift. And that's why he was given that gift. And what a beautiful gift to be given. Our relationship is so powerful. It's so strong. It's stronger than any twin flame union ever. Okay. Everybody else gets pieces of what we have. It's like fragments of our light, fragments of God's light. Okay. And I just really, truly want him to know how much every bit of him matters to me. It mattered to me that he was energetically in those workshops. I'm just being taken down physically because I need to unite. When I energetically combined with my original DM and then went on that attack, the separation alone hurts me. Okay, it's not a good thing. And so that's where that comes in. It was a lot of pain I've had to process, a lot of wounds, because it did hurt me very badly to have to love somebody and have them treat you like that is detrimental. Okay. But I know it also was the fallen angel mostly. But I really want my new DM to know that I want his love completely. I am his and his alone. He means the world to me. I haven't met him physically, but I feel him energetically. I feel his heart. And when he gives me love, I literally try to curl into it. That is my everything. When I feel his love on the inside, when he put a ring on my finger and a dress on me, and when he tried to heal me, all of it really did mean a lot to me. And I would be devastated to lose it. Okay. I want him in the physical. I want to make love to him. I want to touch his face. I want to look at him. I want to feel who has my heart, who has my soul. He's also my soulmate. I want to marry him. There's so much passion there, so much forgiveness still there, so much laughter. And him and I being in balance is the balance of the world. Okay, it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of responsibility. Like sometimes I just want to escape and go be a pothead and do nothing. That was my previous life. But it's not exactly my previous life either. But I'm just saying it's a lot of responsibility. But when he stopped putting the love in my heart, I feel empty. I want that. I want him to claim what's his. I'm his. I choose him. I clear all energy from my past DM. I don't want my old DM. I would not choose him if I had a choice. I would not. There's no way. Was there love there? Yeah, it's what kept me going. And that love, but it's more than that love, now belongs to my new DM. I respect him. He's a beautiful soul. He's got such a pure heart, and it matches mine in so many ways. And I don't think he knows that because I haven't shown that. I don't speak these truths a lot. Okay. I don't, because it's on camera and people judge and they don't understand and they don't take the time to get to know it all, and it sucks. And not only that, I'm processing all that pain. And here's the thing is, when my DM didn't show up on Christmas, I took it personally. I feel like he doesn't love me. I feel like he feels like he made a mistake. And that might be the energy he's feeling. I just got chills. I feel like I'm the one who's not lovable and he didn't want me. And I feel like he feels like he made a mistake. And so maybe that's what he's feeling. But my new DM means the world to me. He's everything to me. And his love in my heart keeps me going. It's what pulled me out of this last attack. Having him do the work with me, I've never had that before. That was beautiful. I would love to have my best friend right by my side, because we're best friends. I guarantee you that. I could feel it. I know it. I don't know him yet, but I know it. You know what I mean? I don't know him, but it's on the inside. And he's the one I want, and I will be damned if I ever had to go back. I don't want anybody else with my DM. See, David, that was my original one. He was a bully. He was a bully. And I kind of got used to that. You know what I mean? Like, he would invade my space. He would just do things that he thought that I would want, but I didn't. Like energy, and I know this is personal, but like we can make love to each other energetically. And when I would like beg him to come home, that's all I would get. And it was a very empty feeling. And he never came home. He died. And so my new DM, I want everything. I want him claiming what's his. I want him in my energy. I want him to hear my telepathy when I call. I want him to fill my heart with love, and I would give anything to fill his with love. And I want him to be in the physical as well. I want everything. Because when him and I come together, we're all more protected. And maybe I won't go to jail, and maybe Trump won't go to jail. Like, this is real. And so I just wanted to let him know how much he matters to me, how special he is to me, how strong our connection really is, and that I'm sorry I ever made him feel like he was not worthy. If I had to choose in this moment right now, without even knowing my new DM on the physical, and I had both of them in front of me, I would choose my new DM. He is my DM, period. The other one is a fragment of our imagination. My new DM is everything, and I want him to know that. He is not less than. I would be lost without him. I would be devastated if I had to go back to the other one. I would be devastated if I never felt his love again. And I really look forward to us doing work together, and that power and that love that we're going to feel. And the spirit is actually telling me it's going to be more than it was before. So I'm super excited because he has no idea how good this really is. It's the best relationship you can ever imagine. It's the one we dream about. I'm lucky. So be very mindful, you guys, of retaliation. Stay safe. And if I go to jail, you know why. Until next time, I'll see you guys later. Have a beautiful day, and please do your research. Watch the videos of everything I say. Hasta la vista.